We're on.
We're on.
Fuck
All
yeah,
right.
dude. End
All
of
right.
year.
There it is. End of year.
Cheers.
End of 2022.
Cheers,
Fuck
my
yeah,
dude.
brother. We've got the Big Shed hard lemons.
Good, love a good hard lemonade. Love Big Shed.
Yeah.
Also, just picked up a 4-pack of my. They do a yearly run of Fruit Choc beers.
Yep.
And they're always good. So they've got their this year's version out. So I just grabbed a 4-pack of them for a little Christmas Day special for myself.
Nice.
But yeah, we should do. That's one place we could go for a little fucking shindig. Big Shed Brewing, man. Their food is insane. Where we went for my birthday.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say. I feel like I've been there before.
Yeah.
Was that the place that had the Hell Dope vodka, that flavored vodka that we were just frothing the fuck out of?
I think so.
Was it
Yeah, it was the
liqueur
second
or
place
vodka?
we went,
The second
wasn't
place.
it? Yeah. That's
yeah.
Big Shed. So maybe we should go
that
there.
was fucking tough.
Good idea.
sick.
But hey, it's the end of 22. We just wanted to. We haven't done a fucking ep with just us two since fucking 1856.
It's. I think like I was talking about recently. It was like episode 70 something or 60 something, and this is episode 88.
Wow.
So it's been a long time since I've been looking forward to it, bro. I've been looking forward to
Just
this
straight
shit.
up
Yeah,
gas.
just sitting
Just-
down shooting the shit, man.
Just having a little bit of waff.
Yeah, fucking oath, bro.
Well, we wanted to. I think we should jump straight in to a couple of things before. Obviously, we want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has continued supporting the pod. We did a really cool live stream a week or so ago where we kind of went through our Spotify, and we are going to give you our song of the year. I think we've ended up picking our number one. Both picked our number one from Spotify.
From Spotify,
So Spotify
yeah.
nailed it.
I guess
couldn't
it's
think
pretty
anything
good.
else.
The algorithm actually did do its job.
Yeah.
So-
I couldn't think of anything else that really could take that number one spot, so I'm going to go with that. But we'll recap that so you can make a little clip of it after, and we've got another song of the week for you. But mostly, man, I just wanted to say, especially coming off of the last couple of episodes, which would have just come out before this one.
Yeah.
Just really driving home the point of why we love doing this podcast, man.
100%,
it was
dude.
really special. And, I've just found out through the Next Step boys that I'm going to be doing the suicide intervention training
Yep.
in February with them, and I'm seriously over the moon about it. To be able to actually be a leading member in the community that's able to have training and knowledge about how to handle that stuff as well is something that I'm really incredibly excited and very humbled and happy that they thought of us. Obviously, unfortunately, you were invited as well, but got to get the old throat ripped out and replaced.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've probably told a few people now, but early next year in January, just getting my tonsils taken out. It's been 2 years. So it's funnily enough, I haven't released any music since 2018, I think it was, or around that time. I haven't been writing any music.
Yep.
And, for the longest time, man, it really got me down. And I was thinking about it recently. It's in that time, think about the things that have happened, and this podcast is one of them.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of oh yeah, well, I can't sing and make music anymore because of my throat. Let's just talk, and it's sparked this whole journey already. So now in January, after all these years of not being able to sing again, finally getting him taken out and being able to do it again, to be able to do both of them is going to be a massive thing for me, man. I can't.
Imagine if
wait.
you just come back to the pod and you're like, yeah, g'day, it's your boy Tyler, welcome to Wormholes. Just sound
I was
different.
hell worried about that. I went on YouTube and I was like, what does it do? What does it do? Does it fuck you out? And it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so you'll come back but you'll be able to sing again, which is...
I'll be able to sing again.
So what is it? Is it the... Sorry, I'm fucking sitting way too far forward now. Shouldn't going to get back and maxi relaxy, but is it... Does it hurt to sing now, and that's what the problem is?
It doesn't hurt. I just can't. So what I think happened was when we went to Unify 2020. Remember how those bushfires?
Mm.
I'm just assuming that because we went ultra stupid hard that weekend, combined with all the thick air of the bushfires, literally only fucking 100 so k's away on the coast there, that it's just infected them, and then they haven't been none of the antibiotics or anything have been able to get rid of it.
Yeah, wow.
For 2 years now. So that was 2020. What was that? January 2020?
So it'll be 3 years in January.
Yeah. So it's interesting that how my life has changed since not really being able to make music. Like, but you know, if I look back at that time, it's like it's forced me to grow, and it's like started Wormholes, and it started my business, and all these other like, you know, crazy things that, you know, might not have done. We might not have done this if you were just focused on doing comedy and I was just focused on making music.
Yeah, well, it's again, the pandemic was a massive part of it. We've talked about that so many times on the podcast before, but yeah, like obviously not having me being able to have an outlet and you not being able to use your outlet that you were able to before, because I mean, you know, with music, you were able to do that whenever.
Yeah.
But obviously you couldn't do gigs or anything like that.
Yeah,
So there was like
exactly.
no gigs for you. Also, then you couldn't sing to make the music at home. So you didn't have your creative outlet. Mine got taken from me when everything was locked down. So
Yeah.
just the planets aligned, and 88 fucking episodes later,
man.
here we are wrapping up our second full, well, is this our first full? Yeah, our first full year of the pod. So 'cause
Yeah,
we started
it
July
is.
2021, so we'd done 6 months by the end of this year, but this is our first full year of having the podcast.
No,
and
we started in July 2020.
2020. Oh yeah, so this is our second
This
full
is our
year of the
second
pod.
full year.
Jesus fucking Christ,
I know,
dude. Time
bro.
just flies, doesn't it?
Wild shit, man.
But yeah, I mean, we've seen some really cool growth. I think one of the most exciting things for us this year has been getting reached out to for episodes, for reactions.
Because
for,
the starting to do these reactions, stuff like that. So we obviously, as people know, we never did any of that stuff to begin with. It was always just sitting there, do the audio on Spotify, and call it a day.
Yep.
You know, and then when I moved into this house in February 2021, I think it was, or something
Yep.
like that. That was when we started doing video.
yeah.
So yeah, and then we were like, fuck it, let's just do these reaction shit as well. I remember when we first started doing video, it was like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, even just this whole thing. I mean, this is one of our only other. Is this our second ever couch episode? Or we did one other more.
The only other time we've done it on the couch, on this couch actually,
Was episode 00.
was episode 00.
And
The
that was
very first episode.
I still haven't gone back and listened to it. I don't think.
Nah,
I don't know
neither
if
have I.
can,
Neither
but
have I.
I know it doesn't sound. I know I was way more smoky.
Oh, you were so smoky, bro.
I don't know what it was with the fucking smoke. But
You would think you were the one that had fucking tonsillitis from the fucking bushfires, bro, not me.
I don't know what it was. I turned on the smoke for those early. It was just like a habit thing, I think, with like talking. I used to do it with my stand up as well. Like, used to, fucking get a bit smoky, but
You don't get smoky
yeah.
in stand up now anymore either.
No,
I've
like
noticed
it's all,
that.
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
just raw and
I
authentic.
think it's more like, I've just kind of, found my authenticity in
Yeah.
both places. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy year. Like, again, the some of the guests that we've had have just been so good, and a lot more of the guests that we're, again, you know, I guess probably that first year, it was all people in the inner circle, people that, you know,
Yeah.
I knew personally, you knew personally, jumping on the pod. And now, as I said, I would say over 50% of them, realistically, aren't people that we knew in the last year.
No. Well, I'm just going over here now, going over our episodes. So basically, at the start of the year, our first guest for this year was Tony Sherry. And
Fucking
that
good
was awesome.
episode.
I'd never met her before. Then who else did we have this year? We had Tom Keeley from Patient
Yes,
67. He
yep.
came on twice.
Yep.
Abby, she came on,
What a
and
good episode
yeah,
that
that was
was.
great. Rookie came back with the Soggy Sayo.
Yeah, fuck. That's such a good clip as well, where he didn't know what Soggy Sayo was.
Yeah.
How is a bloke living in fucking Australia never heard of Soggy Sayo?
Not
his
knowing
whole
what a
life?
Soggy Sayo is,
He's the
yeah.
kind of cunt like
Oh, 100%.
that would play Soggy Sayo, not let
100%.
him know what it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't
1000%.
believe that he didn't know. So
Yeah.
that was a good episode.
So yeah, we had him, and then we had Alienist come on.
Fuck yeah, good
So
episode.
yeah, and that I've really enjoyed talking to those dudes. I mean, I enjoy talking to everybody we talk
Mm-hmm.
to, but those dudes were really cool. Then after that was Dylan Smooth Jones.
Yeah,
the,
good episode.
the swordfish trombone.
Yep.
He was a good dude. Then Tom came back. Then we had a comedian. We had Henry Wilson
Yep.
come on. He
Good
was
episode.
he was good fun to chat to as well.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Such a character, old Henry.
Then straight after that was Scott Midland
Yep. Good
from
episode.
Amicia. That was a good episode. We had a good chat about like music in general and cars and stuff like that with him.
Yeah,
If
we
you haven't
covered
heard that
so
one,
many.
go back and suss that one out.
Yeah,
That's
that
a-
is a fucking good episode.
That's a
Scott's
good
legend
chat,
as well,
and
man.
he's talking about his book and all
book
that
and, yeah.
stuff. And
Yep.
yeah, after him was Atlas. That was a really powerful episode, man.
fucking still shattered about that. Like, I'm dead at,
Yeah.
like, gonna get those, my mic not being working that whole time. Obviously,
Yeah,
like,
I
kind of stopped us
apologise.
from, like, you know, I didn't really
apologise,
share
guys.
that episode or anything because I just obviously, you know, not happy with the quality of it.
Of course,
But
yeah.
I've, you know, the boys understood and they've assured me they're keen to come back one day. So
Fuck yeah. Oh, I
maybe
can't wait.
around their next release, or hopefully if they come down to Adelaide again, we'll be like,
Get them
boys,
to come
let's
just come
have
down and hang the fuck out. Yeah, that sucks, man. Unfortunately, I mean, like, there's nothing I can do about it until it's done, and then you're like, oh, well, I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really know. You know.
Yeah.
After that, we had Zach Watson with the whiskey sours.
Fuck yeah!
Fucking
what a good
that was a
episode.
good.
I've been thinking about whiskey sours ever since. Like,
Yeah.
I want to ask a bartender if they can make one, but I realise that most of the pubs I'm going to are like northern suburbs.
Yeah, the slug and
fucking-
lettuce, and you're like, fucking.
Yeah, I'm going to the Midway Tavern, being like, yeah, can I have a whiskey sour? And they're like, you can have a leave right now. That's what you can fucking have.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was a fun episode, man.
That
We're
was
gonna
good.
do-
And by the end of it, if anyone wants to go back and have a listen, by the end of it, guaranteed to hear start hearing the slurs.
Oh yeah,
Because
dude,
my
I was
head
getting-
was fucking spinning at the
Yeah,
end.
dude,
man.
I was getting turned by the end.
Yeah,
of that.
I was getting
We finished a
fucking-
bottle of whiskey between us in like an hour and a half
An
episode.
hour and a half, yeah.
That's
it was
good
pretty
effort.
pretty brutal. After him, we had Matt Storer, the comedian from Perth.
Fun
that
episode.
was a cool chat talking about comedy and you know
Yeah.
talking about his videos and shit. Whereas if you haven't heard of Matt, or go on his TikTok, man, because there's some funny shit on there.
Oh
man.
yeah, he's
There's-
hilarious.
He's
A lot of like parodies of
His
like
parodies,
it's like
bro.
kind of like
Yeah.
like Weird Al, but if he was in the TikTok era where he's just making like 30-second parody songs,
Yeah.
and he does a fucking good
and
job.
he does
of
the
it.
green screen stuff.
Yeah.
you know, which is funny. So that was episode 79, right? Episode 80, we had Nick Batar from the
Yep.
Better Project. So
Sick episode.
That was a great episode. Shout outs to Nick because yeah, there was some hard hitting shit. That's where we learned the mental fitness.
Yep, which has come up about 4 or
It's
5
come up a
times.
few
since then,
times
yeah.
now. Yeah, so that was a great chat. If you're looking, like, I mean, obviously the episodes preceding this one were some mental health focused ones. One with First Step Boys. But if you're looking for something a bit older, you know, with someone different, check that one out. It was episode 80. Then we had Cherry Claire.
Fuck yeah,
She was
fun episode.
good fun to chat to. Then I checked out some of her lives. Man, she's got such good pipes, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Knows
Can
how to
sing.
sing. Knows how to sing. Episode 82, we had Mitch's mowing. We had Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch, shout out to you, Mitch, man. You're a fucking...
That's been a popular episode. People loved our conversation with Mitch. That's been one of our biggest of the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So.
Mitch is just an amazing human. He's a funny dude. I love him. Then we had another Mitch, episode 83, and that was Mitch Rawlins of Deadskin, like we were
Yep.
just saying
Fuck
before.
yeah.
So, yeah, once again, shout out to Deadskin. Releasing good music. Heavy hitting shit.
Yeah, and highly rated chat, that one. And we got some compliments just about how, just the like, that was another thing about that as well, like that Craig was saying, like, you know, we hang well in terms of like musical knowledge, like understanding, talk, like when they'll talk about bands that are their influences, we normally know about them. Like, we're not just two dudes who like fucking... You know, as much as this is the thing is like, as much as I am like the generic metalcore fucking Polaris Parkway Drive lover,
Yeah.
but there is a lot more depth to my knowledge
Oh,
of like
fucking oath.
genres and things like that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they are my fucking go-to, and I am that fucking Polaris merch wearing piece of shit all the time.
Yeah.
But that's not where it ends. The
That's not
knowledge
where it ends
base,
at
you
all.
know,
No.
it stems pretty far. So, and I think that comes through now. Reactions, obviously, you're about to say about the sedative. I think that one's
That's next.
close. Yeah,
So
Sedative.
84 is Sedative. So, look, we had Sedative on, and there was basically all 5 of them at one point.
Yeah.
At the end there, where they had like the whole band on and chilling and chatting and shit. And that was good. Once again, another Western Australian outfit.
Yep. And
We
they-
just seem to have this odd connection with WA for some reason.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna have to get over to WA. We got a lot of friends
I've always
in WA
wanted
now.
to go to Perth, man. I have. I don't know what it is about Perth. It just seems like it's almost like somewhat removed.
And I want to do comedy there, hell bad. So I reckon we should do a
We should go
wormholes
there.
trip. And like we'll get some guests round up. We'll catch up
Yeah.
with everyone. Have some
Just take the
beers.
gear.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
that'd be so fun.
That'd be so sick.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, so there's a plan
There's
for
another
next
thing.
year. But yeah, sedative. One of the things I wanted to say was that I think it was Matt. Shout out to the fucking absolute beast of a front man. He was saying like, dude, like your React, like you guys, you know, really break shit down. Like it's
Yeah.
not just like, you just reacted and being like, oh yeah, cool, here's a rating. Like you're actually breaking down production. You're picking up on things that other people aren't picking up on. And that was, again, a huge compliment for us about,
fucking oath,
we're not just doing it because we're like, oh yeah, let's just do this thing. It's because we fucking are passionate about music.
100%,
like,
bro.
We're really good at picking up what shit sounds like, what they were going for there. And the people that we've spoken to, the interviews, when we've done interviews after doing reactions of these bands, most of the time, they like what we said and we're happy with what we said. So yeah, man, that was a really cool episode with those guys as well. And
that was dope. Shout out Sedative. And then the next episode, 85, was with Melanie. So
fuck yeah.
Melanie Calmetto, she's out there basically, I don't know if you'd call it pop punk, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, a bit more pop than punk, but yeah.
But it's amazing music regardless.
Yeah.
So you got to get out there.
Incredible voice as well. Two big sets of pipes in the last 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And then of course, as you're hearing this one, we've just dropped Ben Stamatovic and the Next Step Boys. And look, I called it last year, and I'm probably biased, man, but in terms of just the feeling that I had afterwards and everything, I have to say that the Next Step Boys won my fucking Guest of the Year again this year, man. Like, if you've listened to that episode, and you'll know why I'm saying that, and that it's not that I'm fucking biased or anything else. It is that the energy and the way that we talk about mental health and our passion for the space is something that just blows my fucking mind, dude.
That's two. That's me as well. Congratulations, boys. You've won Guest of the Year from both of us. Yeah.
And I mean, maybe like you could say, oh, well, you've just had them on. Maybe that's recency, but no, it's not that. It's
because even the first time we chat with them, like it was, the camera's fucked up and my laptop was blue screening and it was pure pandemonium. And still, it just completely... You know what it's like when you're like trying to do shit and everything fucks up and it puts you off your chi? I was like off my chi for the next 5 minutes after that. It fucked up. But then they just brought me straight back to this like hard-hitting conversation. And this time around with the new laptop, new cameras, everything working, it was just amazing. Like, because like, you didn't have to worry about any of this shit. It was just talking to the boys. We'd already met them before. We were fucking slapping high fives and shit, talking crap, like... And then we have them on and we have this like... hard-hitting, real, raw, fucking scientific like discussion about mental health and mental fitness and making sure that we're here for each other and what they're doing in the community and stuff like that. And like as much as we like to say that we focus on music and we focus on comedy and entertainment and stuff like that, at the end of the day, as long as we bring value, it's for me, as long as I'm sure for you too, as long as we bring value, bro. So whether that's talking to comedians and being funny or talking to bands and talking about awesome parts of the music or talking about mental health and having someone listen in and go, fuck, you know what, I need to reach out and get something off my chest or something like that. I think that's the most rewarding shit. Yeah.
And it was just, again, it just brings so much out of me in those episodes that just it's the passion that I have for it. I don't know, they're just able to bring it out in such a way that just, everything just flows so well in those conversations. And so if you've listened to this podcast, you've heard me shout those guys out so much, and I think this episode is an absolute testament to why I keep talking about them. In every mental health conversation we have, I bring those boys up because they really are just doing incredible things, and they're going to be a household name before you know it. They're going to be leaders in that space. And if you look at what they've achieved from a year ago to the episode that we did in July of 2021 to the episode we just did in November or early December of 2022, it's insane.
Yeah, man.
Going from just being an Instagram page to
being
a full not-for-profit charity and really being out in the community and actually getting work done, training these suicide intervention.
And making a fucking difference, bro. Like exactly like we've been saying, man. Like really what we like to do and what we try to do as a podcast and what they try and do as an Instagram page and now a charity or anybody that's working in this kind of space of like health, self-help and stuff like that is you just want to make a difference.
Yeah.
More than anything. So.
it's now like we've been trying to throw around getting like fundraisers and stuff happening in the next couple of years, and we've got the charity that we're going to work with now. You know what I mean? Like we've already got the place that we're going to be, wanting to direct any funds that we can make through doing it too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the kind of stuff that we can put together.
Well, we said this on the live stream, but I'm sure there's a lot of you that haven't listened to the live stream. You weren't on TikTok, you weren't on Facebook, and we don't put the live streams on as full episodes.
Yep.
So, but we'll say it again now, is for our 100th episode, we plan on doing a live, so Wormholes Live. We're going to
not just a live stream,
not just a live stream, an actual live event.
We want an audience.
We're gonna get a venue, and we're gonna have people, returning guests coming in and doing a special lot of questions. And talking about mental health, and maybe even having a bit of music or a bit of comedy or something like that. Just a fun night in general. And then all the profits will be going to charity. And I assume one of the ones we want to work with will be First Step.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then whoever else we decide, or whoever else comes on board,
Yeah.
So that's the plan essentially. This is episode 88, I think.
Yeah.
So it's coming up.
Couple of months. We'll have some news about that in the new year, and obviously, once we've got it all announced, get your tickets, support a great cause, and come down and have a lot of fun with us. It's going to be a huge episode. We're going to obviously try and get as many returning guests as we can to come on and have some fun. And, if you're listening to this and you just want to be involved in it and you want to jump up and answer the questions, because,
crowd questions would be sick.
Then, obviously throw your name in the hat. We'd love to have you there. So
what we have to do like would you rathers, right? And then have people in the crowd do a cheer. So would you rather fight the horse-sized duck or the duck-sized horse?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we can get the cheers, and we can see kind of how it's going on, and see what people are feeling and whatnot, and the orangutan. And we'll think a couple of customs.
We've got to get a couple of newies that no one's ever heard before, because people have started coming in prepared. We can't have that.
We can't
have We can't have preparations.
I think eventually we'll have to retire the horse-sized duck question, because I think we're reaching the point where we've heard a lot of the same answers.
Yeah.
So
maybe after 100,
after 100,
maybe we ride the horse-sized duck off into the sunset. In episode 100, and we find a new one.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
All right, man. Well, what is your song of the week and your song of the year before we wrap this bad boy up?
Before we wrap it up, all right.
I've got my week.
Okay, if you want to do song I'm pretty. Oh, that's right. I know what my song of the week is.
Okay, good.
I know because I remember we were talking about it a second ago. Song of the week for me.
Yep.
One from an album that we actually last year on the live stream gave album of the year.
Yes.
The album is called Happier by Volumes, and my song of the week is Happier by Volumes.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing song. I've just been in a melancholic mood, mate. I've just been in a mood where those doom 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 doom, the piano's the real washed out vibe, but still has the heavy middle section. It's just a fucking good song.
It's just a good
Simple
song,
as that.
man.
Simple as that. So yeah, there it is. What's your song of the week?
Fuck yeah. Well, so we were supposed to be going to Relica, Loon, and Heartline on Saturday. Absolutely fucking devastated. New dates though. So if you want to grab tickets, and it'll be. When's your surgery?
10th
of January. You'll be all right to go to a show by the 28th then.
Yeah, maybe.
If you don't talk, if you just we just hold up.
Shut the fuck up.
If you just hold up signs.
Yeah, hold
up. Your ears are going to be working.
Yeah, my ears will be working, but it's hard not to sing along or just make some kind of noise.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
That's over 2 weeks after the surgery, so hopefully you pulled up all right by then. But we've got new dates. But obviously they all got COVID on the first leg of their tour last weekend, so they had to pull out. But I hadn't heard of Relica. I hadn't listened to Relica. I'd heard they were good.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I always do that when a band's coming. I'm like, let's fucking suss the band. I know Heartline, I know Loon. I was very excited to see them too, but I wanted to check out Relica, and they're fucking cool, man. Chick front, girl front woman.
Yep.
And she's got an incredible voice, and there was a song called Mr. Magic, and I want you to, in this clip that you're making of this thing, go to the breakdown at the end and put that little breakdown in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's fucking cool as shit.
Killer.
So that's my song of the week. And my song of the year, obviously, we talked about it on the live stream, but it was what Spotify said. I kind of probably thrashed it to death over the year, so I haven't listened to it as much in the last 3 months.
Of course, yeah.
When I discovered it, Winston loved it as well. It is Swan Song by Kubla Khan. Featuring Scott Vogel of, I can't remember what band he's from. But,
and what because obviously it's a good song, but what drew you to it?
Kubla Khan just have a really cool, like, low and slow sound.
Yeah.
It's that very hardcore, like your Gideon, your
true hardcore,
even Varials and stuff like that. A bit like that really like
proper hardcore,
just punchy fucking sound, and they've got that in spades. You know the Hammer obviously as well. You know how good that song is. So yeah, they nail that sound in this song again, and it started with that the hardcore Keem. Where he did that like, little fucking wiggle at the end of it. The dun dun.
I'd love to do an episode with Hardcore Kane, man.
Oh, dude,
we should reach out to Hardcore Kane.
We should. What a legend that guy is.
Yeah, awesome. Well, my song of the year, once again, if you did see the live stream, we've both chosen this basically what Spotify said it was.
Yeah.
But my song of the year for 2022 is Neon Grave by Dayseeker, and I don't know what it is necessarily because it's not the heaviest song. It's not the prettiest song, but it's just powerful. And I looked into it a bit more. So when I first heard it, I was like, I fucking love this. This is sick. Like I hope the rest of the album was like this, which it wasn't, unfortunately. It was a bit like a fairly soft album from Dayseeker this year. But that's okay because this song was on it and it is a fucking good song. And I looked into it and it was basically about... He said it was about his dad dying and then his daughter being born like a week later.
Wow.
Or like vice versa. So his daughter was born and then his dad died a week later. Like they were really close to each other. And I can't imagine the fuckery. Like what would you be feeling?
The high and low of that is so
like
insane,
what is that? Like that is ridiculous. So and then and you listen to the lyrics of it, you know, like what are some of the lyrics off the top of my head? Can heaven fall to earth? I want to feel it come down, you know, like it's just so powerful right at the end there. And that's why it wins Song of the Year for me. So.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't even tell you an album of the year this year for me. Like,
neither can I, man. I was actually thinking about that too.
Yeah, I was like, I was going to say it, but man, there's been a lot of good songs. I think 2021 was a better year for me.
For albums,
Yeah, with Volumes and Era and everyone coming out last year. So no real album of the year for me, but... still a very good year of music, and I'm super excited for 2023. My boys Polaris are going to have an album out. 23. So
Polaris are going to have something new. Who else are overdue for something new? There was someone else that was real overdue for something new. Can't think of off the top of my head.
The thing is that all of our interviews and that have gotten me so much more involved, even in Australia's hardcore scene, that it makes me super excited. So obviously we just mentioned like Loon, Heartline,
Make Them Suffer are due for something new.
Yeah, they're going to drop something new next year as well.
They're due for something new.
So Heartline, Sedative, Mirrors,
Invent Animate are due for something new.
Yeah, there's so much good Australian hardcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call it. That you know, I'm super excited for. To see more of that as well. So
I think even Invisions are probably due for something new. I think it's been a hot minute since they released something. Probably would have been last year or the year before. So well, man, mate,
what an absolute fucking year it's been. I can't even imagine the kind of shit we're going to be talking about after another year of this, man. Like I really feel that the planets are already starting to align with, you know, some of our growth. We've seen a huge step up in our YouTube this year.
Oh yeah, massive. Shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube because I know that like a lot of people, they get around the Spotify and they listen, and then a lot more people get around the Reels and the TikToks and stuff like that, which is understandable because, like, you know, a lot of people don't have 2 hours dedicated to a mental health chat or 2 hours to listen to a band they've never heard of or whatever, or just to listen to you and me talk, which is, you know what I mean? Like, so thank you to everybody regardless of what you're listening, whether it's a 30-second clip, whether it's a 30-minute video or a 3-hour waffle. We just think it's fucking cool that people are still listening, because I remember when we first kicked this off, there's a lot of people were like, oh shit, yeah, fuck yeah, you guys are making a podcast, and then it went through a period where we were like, fuck, like, you know, trying to find ourselves and trying to find like what the podcast was, and we were doing this over here and we were talking about this over here, and like it kind of wasn't making any directional. We didn't
Yeah.
know what path we were going down. And then this year we kind of just like refined it a bit more, and we were like, hey, let's focus on, I guess you'd say entertainment, because we talk to comedians, we talk to musicians. you
Yeah.
know. Let's focus on music and comedy and mental health. And I think
Yeah, and I
that's-
think, I mean, even the comedy, I mean, is probably even still a smaller part of it now. I think for us, music and mental health is the two things. I think they go hand in hand.
100% they do.
You know, so much of my life and what's gotten me through tough times has been music. So I think, you know, I said we kind of changed the tagline of the podcast a little bit to, you know, Masters of Music and Mental Health. And I think that's really the, you know, again, we're going to have the outliers to that all the time. We're going to do fun, silly shit or talk to comedians or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think, you know, where the focus is going to be for the pod in 2023 is you know, in continuing to have these bands. We know the end goal of the pod is getting volumes on. We know volumes are coming back here in 2023 and the tour hasn't been cancelled. So if we could pull that one off early, who knows? But
I will fucking flat out, right, fly to wherever they are. Even if they're not in Adelaide, if they're like, oh, we can't do Adelaide because we're not spending any time there.
Yeah.
I'll fly to fucking
I'll go see
Sydney.
them twice for starters. I'll go see that, like, so I would fly to Sydney, see
Yeah.
that show, do the interview, then
Then come back and see him
Adelaide.
here. Yeah,
Abso-fucking-lutely,
I don't give a fuck. If
man.
there's a way we can rig this up, we're going to do it, because we've said, like, we named the podcast after one of their songs, you know, and we said to each other, we were like, hey, look, if we can get volumes to talk about not only all the music that we love, like Erased and that whole No Sleep album, and then even the Different Animals album, you know, and then especially like, you know, Happier as well.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like, man, I was thinking about it today. I was like, I shared Erased with somebody, and I was like, there's not a single album of theirs that sucks.
No.
Every single album, like if you haven't heard Volumes before, go check them the fuck out. Like,
They're another era, man, where they've been around for that long, and their evolution has just been consistently good.
Yep.
Make Them Suffer, again, another good example of, you know, a band. I mean, they're, you know, look at Neverblooms 2012, Vias 2011. Like, that's how long they've been around for. I think they're the three bands that I can really honestly, I mean, they're three of my favorites as well.
Of course, yeah.
You know, Era and Volumes are both in my top 5 albums, and Make Them Suffer might have even been as well.
Yeah.
3 bands that have been around for over a decade, that sound has evolved, yet it's consistently gotten better and more interesting.
and they haven't lost the essence of who they were. What we were disappointed about this year, I remember like significantly when we did the react to the Parkway Drive song, was just how flogged out and how generic. Unfortunately, I hate saying this, man. I really do. But how much they've just changed from, like, they could rename the band to something else, right?
Yeah.
And I would probably give it more respect than what than continuing to use the Parkway Drive name.
And I said that in 2016 after Ire. I said, just change the band name. I could see the writing on the wall back then. And some people love Ire, but it was a departure from even, you know, Atlas for me.
And it's like, I understand that they've been making music since 2003. I understand that. But you listen to other people that have been making music for the same amount of time, like Bliss and Esso or Hilltop Hoods and stuff like that. And even though it's a different genre, right? But they've still kept true to who they are.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at
for the
bands,
most part. I mean, there's been a little bit of... If you think about the kind of shit that they're talking about now and whatever, but again, the beats and that are still the same.
But when I went and saw, like, I thought in Bliss and Esso's case especially, I thought, oh, look, hey, the music, it's departed a little bit, right? But when myself, Rookie, and Curtis, we went to and actually saw their throwback live show they did at the Gov. So a band like Bliss and Esso playing at the Gov, like, that's nuts, right?
Crazy, yeah.
Went there and they played all of their, like, heaps of their old classics from ones they released in 2008, you know, ones they released in 2010, all the way up to ones they released in like 2016, which still isn't their newest shit. They didn't play any of their newest shit.
Yeah.
And it just like brought absolute happiness to my soul to realize that them as, even though what they put out as music and maybe in like a media face might be slightly different, maybe not so much, but it might be slightly different, but who they are as people on stage and the energy they bring is still as authentic as it's ever been.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about Parkway.
Yeah.
Like, it could be, but I just don't think it is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But look, them's the breaks. So
That's
either way, I think we wrap this one up here. How long is this? This has been a nice little punchy 36-minute episode.
Yeah, that's what. Fuck, it goes quick, doesn't it? But yeah, again, massive thank you to everyone who's tuning in, who listens to this every week, whenever we get, every couple of weeks when we get episodes out sometimes, and yeah, keep watching us and supporting us into the next year, and things are only going to get better and more interesting and more exciting.
Well, yeah, like we said, we're going to be doing live shows. We're going to be doing. I think we should go to Perth, hit up these people, and be like, hey, we're just going to come over there for like 3 or 4 days. We'll fly there. We'll have a hotel, and we'll just film episodes in the hotel.
Yeah.
Go out, get loose, like make videos.
I've got contacts now as well to be able to get shows over there, so I could do some comedy while we're over
while we're there.
Catch a fucking band if they're playing.
Catch
try
a band,
and tee that up.
hang out with everybody that we've
do some episodes.
What
a fucking awesome trip that would be.
That'd be fucking lit, man. So, well,
thank you for a great year, my friend.
Yeah, I want to thank you as well, brother. Thank you for everything with the podcast, but also just as a friend, man.
You're the
I
best,
appreciate
bro.
you. I
love you so
appreciate you,
much.
dude.
What a fucking sick year. I love you so much. And we
Love
love
you,
you.
man. Peace out.
Peace out.